Hello, everybody. Welcome into a Wednesday edition of the Computer America Show. Got a great program, as always, scheduled for you. In the first hour, we're going to talk to Acronis. They are the world-famous backup people, and they have what I feel is probably the best backup solution out there, completely integrated. Their 2015 edition of their backup program
1 minute until showtime.
Truly amazing. We'll talk about it. And of course, in hour two, Dick DiBartolo, the GizWiz, Mad Magazine's maddest writers here. He was just back from the Pet Expo, and we're going to be hearing a lot of technology for your pet. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We'll be starting in just about a minute. A little less. Your lower third's gone again, so just FYI. It's up to you.
It is what it is.
Did Uma go both blue now?
Nope.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live, it's America's longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello, and welcome into the Computer America Show. It's the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. Computer America is heard around the world and coast to coast. And I am your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And Ben, you sound different, you look different, and you have a different background, which leads me to believe you are in a different location. You're in the Carolinas tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm glad that being a radio talk show, we clearly tell when I am in different locations. So that's nice.
Yes, because we not only do we you can listen to the show, you can also watch us now with our live Computer America video streaming page. So certainly I recognize the background, and also you sound different too. You're using a different microphone, and it sounds very, very nice. It's the blue microphone.
Yeah, I'm on the road, so I figured, hey, Logitech, great for home, doesn't affect show quality, but I figured since I'll be using different equipment, I might as well bring out the big guns, and I'm using the blue microphone that we got from Blue. It's the Digital Spark.
And it sounds wonderful. It does.
And I went on an airplane today, so of course I had this stuffed in the bottom of my carry-on, and guess who got pulled aside for additional screening?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they had to take it out, and they're like, was there anything in here that can harm me? I'm like, no, and they dug right down to the bottom, found my microphone, and I swear to you, she pulled it out, and she's like, oh, look at that thing. Is this a collector's item? And I'm like, no, just a normal microphone. Because the Digital Spark actually does look like a really nice microphone.
Yeah, an old-fashioned broadcast microphone. It has that quality to it. Yeah, it looks really nice, but of course it's all modern and all digital.
But yeah, so just a heads up for anyone who is traveling with this in their carry-on, you will get pulled aside.
Yes, but that's good. As long as you don't have a sense of humor, don't kid around with them too much. The TSA has no sense of humor.
There were about 20 TSA agents around me, and it didn't seem like the proper time to start my stand-up career.
No.
So.
Probably, yes, exactly.
No
rim shots. That's it. Now, also the other thing. Remember, we always have the debate whether you should leave your computer on or turn it off if you're not going to use it for a while. And you left your computer on when you're here. It's on. So I don't go anywhere near your computer, but your mom said I should turn it off. It shouldn't be on for weeks or whatever. So I took the liberty of turning your computer off, if that's okay. If not, I'll go turn it back on.
Poor little guy. He's probably all cold now.
Yeah, is it? We turned it off.
I had him all warm and running. Now he's all cold and dead.
That's
On
right.
it. He's dead on the inside. It's kind of sad.
Yeah,
Good
but
job.
he'll be coming back. He'll be coming back to you soon when you return. You won't be gone that long. And the other big news is, should we tell our listeners what happened as of our last night Gamer Tuesday show? Should we tell them?
No, I think we should. I think we should wait until we get it all panned out before we really announce anything.
All right, sounds good. All right. Well, I'm excited. You're excited. Okay. Well, that said, I guess we'll get into the program and get things started. I'm looking forward to our guest this hour. We're going to talk about, well, the rise of virtualization. The explosion of data creation and the opportunities cloud services offer are bringing new challenges to maintaining effective backup and disaster recovery programs for critical data. What do we say? I say, and I've been saying for years, it's not if your hard drive will fail, it's when your hard drive will fail, because sooner or later it's going to fail, and you don't want to be caught unprepared. I mean, so many times people will get, something will go wrong, and they'll say, "Oh, help us, we'll put it back." And I say, "Did you make a backup?" And they go, "Nah." They look like a deer in the headlights. No. We're going to find out why people aren't backing up. Our guest is going to we're going to talk about that as well. But Acronis can help you securely migrate, protect, and recover critical data whenever it resides in your physical, virtual, or cloud environments. Okay. Acronis' patented disk imaging and disk management technology has won broad industry acclaim and numerous awards for excellence in data protection, backup and recovery, system deployment, and server migration for both physical and virtual machine servers. Its flagship product, Acronis True Image, now in the 2015 edition, is a leading commercial disk imaging and migration tool. And here to tell us more about it is Alan Wallace. Alan is Acronis' Director of Product and Technology Public Relations. Alan, welcome into Computer America. How are you?
Well, thank you, Craig. I feel like I've just accepted an award.
You have.
That was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, you have. We're going to give you applause too for that acceptance. Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy. Yes, exactly.
The Computer America Award, though, is indeed printed off of your Xerox printer. So, good luck with that.
Yes. Well, anyhow, Acronis has been on the show many times before, and it's been a while since that Acronis has been here with us, but I've always looked at Acronis as being one of the best backup products available out there anywhere, and certainly I'm excited to talk about all the new things that has been added to the True Image product, but I understand this is also World Backup Day is coming around, and what is that, and what's it for?
Well, it certainly seemed like a great opportunity to give you all a call, and World Backup Day is on March 31st, and it's not something that we started, but it's a great opportunity for all of us out in the backup space to remind people that the data on your computers is valuable, at least to you, and that if you're not taking care of it, you're going to really know how valuable it is when that hard drive crashes.
Yeah, and it's nice. I mean, they have so many special days. I mean, they even had National Donut Day. I mean, there's everything there. If there's a thing for it, they're going to have a national day for it. But you're right. I think World Backup Day is really important because, there's people out there that just don't make backups. I mean, why do you think people? What was it when? Well,
I'm sad to say that I am indeed one of those.
Ooh, yeah, but you say you don't have anything to back up, so that's.
Well, you ask why, and that's a legitimate reason.
Could be. I mean, is that a legitimate reason, Alan? You don't have anything to back up?
Well, yeah, I can understand why he wouldn't be backing up, but most of us actually have stuff that we want to keep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get a response from Ben on that one. Okay. But no, usually here's when we find out, that we don't have a backup. We've gotten out of the cab, we've left our cell phone or our laptop behind, or the drive crashes, which certainly does happen, or we go to. I had something really horrible happen to me recently. I left something in the back of a rental car. Oh. And so I don't get to recover that. but fortunately I have really good backups. But whether it is an SD card for a camera, whether it is your phone, whether it is your laptop, eventually that drive is going to crash, and you're going to really wish that you had a backup.
Yeah, Alan, I mean, look, I would be so disillusioned. I mean, you are the director of product and technology for Acronis, and if you said, "Oh, I left my thing in the cat and I didn't have a backup," oh boy. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
He was field testing.
I had one friend, and you learn so much about your friends due to Facebook. I have one friend who had 3 laptops and 2 iPads taken from a car when they were in Paris and turned their back at the wrong moment. And I have another friend who just the other week was at one of the New York airports, and this was very odd, but he actually had his laptop taken from him while he was at the airport. So I feel really bad coming to my friends after the fact and saying, by the way, would you like some backup software?
Are you still friends after that one?
But the next time it happens to them, I hope to have them, have them well protected. But there's some really neat things that are coming though. It's like Windows 8 and Windows 10 are so much better when it really just kind of sets the stage for you to be able to back up or use additional storage, and it's very interesting to see what's going on there. But we were talking about some of the new things available in the 2015 version of True Image.
Well, wait, let me stop. Let me stop you there because I want to back up because before we get to that, we were talking about why people don't back up. I mean, and I'd like to cover that a little bit. Why do people don't back up? They say it's too hard, or I don't.
If I could just jump in on this one real quick. I mean, when I say I don't back up, it's because I feel like I have backups of other in other pieces of technology. Be it through iTunes, be it through Google, be it through a couple different means. And at the same time, I don't back up because while I have all those backups in different places, I've never really been through a crash drive. I've never lost my phone. I've never been a flood of act of God, what have you. I've never had to recover all of my data in one fell swoop. I'm not saying backing up is important for everyone. I'm saying that personally, there may be people out there who mimic this. They've never been through a situation where they've had to recover all of their data, which would be a monster task for even for me who has really no real important information. If I just want to get my pictures back and my contacts back, that would be extremely hard.
Yeah. And of course, why go through that pain and suffering? That's what, if anything, our listeners are going to pick up tonight. Why put yourself through that? I'm thinking of all the things that you may have on your computer, digital photographs, music collections, all the things that not the programs themselves, because chances are you've downloaded those and you're fine with that, but the data that you create from using those programs, the word processing documents that you might have, your email things that you keep, all the things that you created, all that work gone in a moment and never to be retrieved again. If that scares you, and I'm hoping it does, because that means you need to make backups. And if you're not making a backup, you really need to do that. What are some of the other reasons that people, Alan, that people just don't back up?
Well, for a lot of people, they just think it's too difficult, and they haven't really set aside a plan. And so usually what I recommend is that you set up your machine to do everything while you're sleeping. And then once you get that full backup, from that point on, it's really not that difficult because it's just copying the incremental changes that happen in between. And you can also save multiple versions too. So if you've ever overwritten a Word document as you're preparing something for the office and you realize, oh shoot, I've just deleted all of this data that I needed, well, it gives you that opportunity to go really back in time and pull up all those changes that were in that previous version. So there are a lot of reasons why people don't do it. Usually it's just because they deem it too difficult. But once you sit down and you set up that first backup and you find out how easy it is, it's a very easy thing to do. And one of the things that I found that worked really, really well for me, just to give a quick example, was on a Surface 3 tablet.
Yeah.
I installed it, had a full backup of everything in under 45 minutes, and that was straight to the cloud. So if anything happens to that, I can plug it back in and restore it from anywhere.
Now, some people say, hey, can I just use the what comes with my computer to back up? What would your answer be to that?
Absolutely you can, but there are certain advantages to using Acronis that you don't get anywhere else. And one of the things that usually what happens when people thinking of backup, they just thinking of going to like that user profile and finding the My Documents and the pictures and the music and just copying all those files. And yes, that's something that's extremely important. But what happens if your machine is stolen or the entire hard drive crashes? So one of the real advantages about using True Image is that you get that full system disk image. And so yes, you can do all the incremental file changes, and you can pull down an individual file, whether it's on your mobile phone or in a web browser. But you've got that full image. So if anything happens, you can do a bare metal restore, not only to to a brand new machine or to your old machine, but even if you just want to take everything you have on one machine and move it to another one, that is the quickest, easiest, and safest way to do it.
Now, there are some caveats that that are associated or used to be associated with image backups, and I'd like to, first of all, an image backup basically is a clone, is cloning your hard drive, and an image backup really the same thing?
It's pretty much everything that you have on that hard drive, all the partitions, everything else that are in there. There's a whole lot of data in there. There could be data that restores the machine. There could be certain utility files. And you want to save those as well, and that doesn't happen in a normal backup unless you do a full system disk image.
All right, so all the work that I do, making file folders and putting different files in different folders and folders with the way I set up my desktop, all that stuff gets saved when I do an image backup. It's basically, it's like taking a snapshot with a camera, and at that moment, that's everything, that's the entire hard drive. That's an image backup. Now, it used to be when you made an image backup, this is years ago, that's all you had. If you wanted a particular file or something or some data out of that image backup, you had to find a computer, load the entire image backup to another hard drive, and then take the files out. That's not the case anymore, right? Even though it's an image
that is not the case anymore.
Right. You can go on literally down to a folder or an individual file and retrieve that file from the image backup using Acronis.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's one of the wonderful things about that. You don't have that limitation anymore as it used to be. Now, the first time you take a snapshot or make an incremental backup, it's going to, depending obviously on the hard drive or the size of the hard drive that you're doing, it's going to take some time. And then let's say a day or two goes by and you want to make another backup. Do I have to make another entire backup, or can I make an incremental backup? And can I make the incremental backup to the image that I've taken? First of all, what an incremental backup is what?
So an incremental backup is you've got a full backup, and then when you're going to do your next backup, you have some files that have changed, some files that have been added, some files that have been deleted. So when you do that incremental backup, it says, okay, here's all the things that haven't changed, leave those alone. Here's all the ones that have changed. Let's go ahead and proceed with those changes.
Now, and so the incremental backup usually takes a fraction of the time that the initial full backup did, correct?
Absolutely. And if you go through and you just set it up to occur on a regular basis, you don't even have to worry about it. You just come back to your machine in the morning or after lunch, and all those changes have been done.
Now the flip side to that is, let's say I'm making an incremental backup, and then I delete a file or two, and then I make an incremental backup, and then after I do that, a day or two later, I go, oh, those files are deleted. I needed those, but the incremental backup thought it was deleted, and would it delete those files from the incremental backup, or how does that work?
So one of the nice things is we have various retention schemes, and you can keep a history of up to the 20 last system states and roll back to any one of those points wherever you need.
So, see, Problem, solution. That is very nice. So you're really affording your Acronis users the true flexibility of doing things like that without sacrificing the security of and the how fast backups can be made, especially with using techniques like the incremental backup. You're still protected with that.
Absolutely. But the other thing that you also want to remember is you want to remember the 3-2-1 rule. So you've got that copy that is on your machine. You really want to take another copy of that and put it on, local storage, whether it's another external drive or on CDs or what have you, tape drive, and then also you want to take one of those and you want to put them in the cloud. So no matter what happens, you've got a backup. And really, unless you have 3 backups, you really don't have a backup. So it's really good to make sure that you have those, both in an external drive locally as well as in the cloud, so you can access that wherever you are.
Now, so these are all the different things that Acronis is known for, and so let's talk a little bit about Acronis TrueImage 2015. I know 2016 is coming up, but since we haven't had you on in a while, why don't you tell us some of the more recently added features and things to Acronis TrueImage 15? What would you like to start with?
Well, so one of the nice things that is new to 2015 is that universal restore feature. So you can move that system from any PC to any PC, and then also really that whole ability of being able to store things in the cloud, pull down the individual files, and then also easily recover your system. So you can put a brand new bare metal hard drive in and easily restore straight from that. So there's definitely some nice features in that. We're certainly looking at what's going to be new in Windows 10 and all those opportunities as we look to 2016. But if you're looking to back up and you want to make sure it happens and you want to make sure it's secure, I've tried a lot of different solutions. I have, like you, tons of pictures, tons of music, and I run out of external drives, and making a backup for me really was kind of a chore for a while. Mm-hmm. And now I've managed to put it all together in a nice, easy to use system, and everything is backed up, so I don't have to worry about whether I'm losing the baby photos or my music collection. And I sleep a lot better now that it's finally all organized.
Now, one of the things that you've also added, and I think you were just coming out with it at the time, is that you also have Acronis TrueImage for the Macintosh platform. And tell us a little bit about that.
That is correct. So TrueImage works. There's a version for certainly for PC and for Mac. And I have a Mac, but I'm definitely more of a PC person. So that's where I definitely live and breathe. But it's important to have anything backed up wherever you are, and so we're making sure that we're covering all operating systems. In fact, you can also use it to transfer files between Mac and PC.
Now you have, for example, you have Acronis TrueImage for PC, you have Acronis TrueImage for Mac, and then you have Acronis TrueImage for PC and Mac, and then you also have Acronis TrueImage Unlimited for PC and Mac. What are the differences?
So PC and Mac is basically giving you both versions with easy access and plenty of licenses to make sure that all works. Yeah. The Unlimited really provides you all the cloud storage that you're going to need to make sure that all of that is there. And certainly the Unlimited package is everything that Unlimited should be, and it's what I'm personally using. Okay,
so Unlimited takes into account the cloud. And so what kind of storage, when people are using Acronis TrueImage Unlimited for PC and Mac, what kind of cloud storage do you make available to those people?
Well, we say that is unlimited, and they haven't shut me off yet.
Okay, so it truly is unlimited. You can store as much data as you want to.
I'm guessing that is an offer and not a challenge, so don't go and try to challenge it.
I haven't hit my ceiling yet. I keep waiting for them to come over and say, we know you're our spokesperson, but could you? Yeah, that hasn't happened yet.
Okay, well that's it. So you have it for PC, you have it for Mac, and also you have it for cloud-based, which certainly is important when you're using a mobile phone, an iPhone, or a tablet of some sort, and you need to back up the data on those devices. You certainly can do that with these products. Now, let me ask you this: how many backups does one need? I mean, we're talking about the incremental and everything, but typically, do I want to have more than? I mean, I want to have a local backup, and then I also want to have an off-site backup. Are those the two backups that I really should have, or do I need more than one, or the other? Why don't you speak a little bit to that?
Well, so here's what I recommend and what I do is I have a couple of external drives that on a monthly basis I do a full backup of everything. I disconnect them, I stick them aside, and then I have a couple of other drives that I just use to do the full backup, do all the incremental backups, and from there I take that backup and I load that up into the cloud. So I have it all local. I have a couple of drives stuck aside in case I have to, pull something back, in case anything has gone horribly wrong. But usually between what I have in the cloud and what I have on those drives that I'm regularly plugged into, I'm okay.
All right. If you have a comment or a question for a guest, you can give us a call at 347-884-8881. That's 347-884-8881. We'll get you on and get you through. Email is live, L-I-V-E, at computeramerica.com. You can also join us in our live interactive chat room from our homepage at computeramerica.com. You'll see it says chat room/video. Click that button, and you'll get a split screen on the left-hand side. There's a registration form to enter in our chat room. Just put a username in there. That's the name you'll be known by when you click the connect button, and you're in our chat room. It's just that simple. And also, on the right-hand side, our live Computer America video streaming page will begin automatically. You don't have to do anything, and then you can actually watch the Computer America show, because many times not only can see myself, and you can see Ben, you can see our guests sometimes. It's all there. It's just another way to experience the Computer America program. It's all at computeramerica.com. Alan Wallace is here with us. He is the Acronis' Director of Product and Technology Public Relations. And we're talking about Acronis products, so specifically right now the Acronis True Image product 2015. And so if you have why do I need to back up on the cloud? What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, the best thing about the cloud is it's not in your home, and it's also accessible wherever you go. So if you've made a backup to the cloud, you can also restore from the cloud. So if anything should ever happen while you're traveling, you can restore and have your machines back up and running. And if you're on a business trip, or if you're trying to make sure that certain pictures that you took while you're out are saved, that's very important.
Yeah.
You also never know when you're going to get hit with malware, and so when you're out and you need to make sure that your machine is up and running, or you need to be able to do a restore, you've always got that ready to go in the cloud.
Now, malware, that was a tricky item, because sometimes you can get infected with malware, and with today's mindset when it comes to malware, they don't want you to know that they're on your computer. So they try not to reveal themselves, while they're doing what they do. It used to be they would say, "Okay, I'm here, and I'm going to erase your hard drive." They don't do that anymore, because the idea behind there is stealing as much information and money and passwords as they can. So you might not know when that malware affected you. So how does that affect my backup strategy?
Well, see, that's the other reason why it's good to have a set of backups that you just disconnect and stick aside. But it's also good, just because you're running a good backup solution doesn't mean you also don't want to be running and keeping up to date good antivirus software. So if you're using the right stuff out there, and usually all the companies are really sharing the stuff you need to be paying attention to anyway. But if you're running the proper software to scan your machine and doing full scans on a regular basis, most likely it's going to discover what's there.
Okay, all right. So,
and you seem like the right person to ask about this kind of thing. How often should one check their backups? Like, is there a chance that backups can be corrupted and you can't use them anymore? Like, should you check them once in a while?
Well, backups certainly can get corrupt, and that's why it's important to have more than one. So if you store on an external drive, for example, and you just happen to have stored on the external drive that decided it was its 1 in 4 chance of crashing, then you're going to need that extra backup, and that's really why we make sure that when we say backup, you want to make sure that you have at least 3 copies. So if you've got that backup in the cloud, chances are that one's going to be really safe. And if you've made that good backup to an external drive and maybe a second drive, you're going to be okay there. Now, really, really important photos and things like that, I would almost always take those and also burn them to a CD or a Blu-ray, just to make sure you can just wrap them up in a case and stick them aside and know that those photos are always going to be there. And then you can look at them after you've stored them and make sure they weren't corrupt. And
you can use Acronis to do that, correct? You can
absolutely.
Yeah, so you can back up the optical media as well. I remember the story of someone said, I made like 3 or 4 backups, and I still lost everything. So how's that possible? Well, the 3 or 4 backups they made was on the same hard drive. So, you're right. You can't back up to the same device. Making 2 or 3 copies onto the same device is not really a good strategy. Listen, Alan, we're at the bottom of the hour, and we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll continue on, all right? So stay with us.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're listening to the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the Boost Radio Network, on the IRN Radio Network. Ben and I are talking to Alan Wallace. Alan is Acronis' Director of Product and Technology Public Relations for Acronis. The subject is backup, and we'll continue on. 347-884-8881. We'll get you on and get you through. Email is live, live, at computeramerica.com. We got a News Test Bulletin review from Marty Winston coming up as well. Don't go anywhere.
Hey everyone, have you heard about the No Hair Removal device that's sweeping the globe? If you want to go weeks without shaving and get smooth, professional quality results, here's our favorite host, Cheryl, for No Hair Removal.
Thanks. Hey gals, I love talking about my No. It's this cute little hair removal system that you can take with you and use almost anywhere at home or on the road. No more expensive in-office treatments, painful waxing, and no more wasting your valuable time. Got unwanted facial hair? No has patented thermocon technology that works on all hair and skin colors, so it's perfect for using on all body parts. And now you can take advantage of this incredible risk-free trial. Get the No, the facial kit, a travel case, and a $100 discount shopping card, and you don't risk a penny to try it. Try the incredible No hair completely risk-free. Call 1-800-953-5415. That's 800-953-5415. 800-953-5415.
Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America Show. You have important meetings to schedule. Your company's getting ready for its IPO, and you're in charge of the PTA fundraiser this month. So how do you coordinate everyone to be available at the same time? Are you still using emails, phone calls, even text messages to schedule meetings with a group of people? How's that working out for you? Not so great, huh? It's a fact that every day, millions of people suffer from scheduling headaches. Well, with Doodle, scheduling meetings with a group of people is quick and easy. With Doodle, you can easily propose available times to each member. Each one checks off the times that they are available, and then you simply pick the time that works best for the group, all in an easy-to-read display that integrates with your existing calendar. Nothing could be more simple. Give Doodle a try for free, and like millions of Doodle users, you'll truly see how easy it is to find the perfect date and time for all your meetings. That's www.doodle.com.
You know what you're in for, right? This is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time, Epson LabelWorks LW600P. When we saw the new Epson LabelWorks LW600P at CES and learned that one of the zillion label cartridges they offer has cable wrap labels, we kept nagging them until they put one in our hands. The printer itself is smaller than a rice box. Runs on either an AC adapter or 6 AA cells, connects over USB or Bluetooth, and there's a list of apps and utilities for most popular platforms. It's a thermal printer with a built-in cutter that the software can automatically trigger as each label emerges. We don't want to dismiss the impressive collection of labels they offer for it on foils and fabrics and white, clear, metallic, fabric, fluorescent, or glow-in-the-dark backings. But for us, it's all about name tags for individuals within clutters of cables. The cable wrap label is sweet. The printing is done on a white backing on one half. You pull the backing off that half first and stick that part of the label on the cable, then remove the backing from the transparent half and keep wrapping. The transparent part covers and protects the printed part. Bottom line, even if you never use any of the other cool cartridges made for the Epson LabelWorks LW600P label printer, its cable decoding capabilities will thrill you. This is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. It is 33 minutes past the hour. We have Alan Wallace here. He is from Acronis, and we're talking all about backups tonight. And by the way, for anyone who is watching the video and looking at the background, I am indeed in Craig's office. And for anyone who was curious, yes, I found his foot massaging toy, and yes, it works. It is amazing. So.
You like that?
Yes, it is awesome. So I'm using it with my bare feet. Hope that doesn't bother you, and it's perfect. So I'll probably be stealing this one from you later. Yes, but no, Acronis is here.
Was that a product review? I'm just curious.
Oh no, not product review. Product forewarning of stealing. So yes, that one. So yes, no, excuse me for my blissful ignorance about everything, but. Backing up and operating systems. I was wondering if there was anything wonky with that. Let's say that you one PC crashes, you get another one with a completely different copy of Windows. Let's just for now say it's the same version of Windows. Is there anything these files are not registered to this particular Windows version type? Or maybe if you copy it to a blank hard drive, are there any issues that people can run into with operating systems and validations of those operating systems?
Good question.
Certainly, the more generic the solution, perhaps a solution that came already included with your operating system, you might run into that more frequently than not. But the nice thing about TrueImage 2015 is that we're compatible from XP all the way up to Windows 8.1. And I'm using it with the current build of Windows 10 very, very happily. And since we also have that ability of being able to port from one machine to any other machine, then that helps you work around those problems.
Really? So there are no issues having to do that with it. If I were to restore, my machine goes dead or whatever, and my hard drive, and I take that backup that I made using Acronis and put it on a brand new machine. The new machine, the operating system is not going to complain. I mean, you handle that somehow?
It is not going to complain.
Okay. There it is. All right. I guess that answers that question. Now, I asked you this before. I said, how many backups do I need? And I think when you're dealing with more than one type of system. In other words, so I have my iPhone, let's say I have my smartphone, and I have my computer, and I have my tablet, and with all these different things. What's the rule of thumb? I mean, you mentioned 3 backups before. Do I need 3 backups for every device that I have?
Well, so I would say less so in the tablet. Let's say, for example, let's just say an iPad. Most of the iPad, your apps, everything that's going to be on it and everything else is already going to be stored in your purchase history, so you can restore from there. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, when you wipe that, you're wiping it to kind of redo it in certain ways anyway. So if you're looking to make a backup of the entire thing, that's relatively easy to do. And then if you're doing, let's just say you've plugged it into your machine, or you plugged your iPad into your machine, you've made a backup of your iPad to your machine. Well, when you make a backup of your machine, you've also made a backup of your iPad again because it was already on your machine.
So are you saying redundancy is a bad thing?
I don't think redundancy is a bad thing at all. That's why I was saying is there's one way you actually get redundancy, but you might not think about it. So if you've already done that, then you've got that, then you have it in the cloud, and then therefore also when you go back to restore from the cloud, if you have to restore your iPad, you can do that from the backup that you've just restored.
Okay. Now, again, we're talking about the True Image now, 2015, and as you mentioned to me actually before the show, that that's kind of winding down, and you're getting ready to introduce the 2016 version. Is it typical that it happens like around April or May? I mean, the beginning of the year, you go into the next year for Acronis?
Oh, I would say that's pretty much typical for all software as we start gearing up for what's the next big season. So as schools start winding down, as we start looking up getting ready for upcoming major shopping holidays. But yes, you definitely want to make sure that that you're out there testing, you're building that final build, and you're getting ready to be able to promote the new product for the new year. Although I always think it's funny that when I can buy a new car for the year that hasn't hit yet, in many cases that happens with software as well.
Yeah. By the way, when we're talking about that restoring a PC from any PC to any other PC, no matter what make or model you use, you actually have you have a name for that. You call that Universal Restore. Is that correct?
That is Universal Restore, and that's one of the things that is certainly special for the 2015 version. So we've got that, and certainly the easy recovery, the flexible file recovery, so you can choose just the files or folders that you want to restore and get those right away. If you're encrypting it, you can be confident that that encryption will continue, and that ability to also go through and do advanced backups. So if I want to go through and change different types of backups for different functions, I can go through and create different backup schemes as well. So just about any type of backup you want to do, you can do. And if you want to select certain files that are always in sync and available on a mobile device, you can do that as well.
All right, now it's sort of coincidental in a way, but tomorrow we're going to have Kurt Schmucker on the show. I don't know if you know who he is, but he is with Parallels. He's the senior product manager for Parallels, and he's going to be talking about Parallels. And I noticed here that one of the things that one of the key features of Acronis is that you're Parallels compatible. Tell us about that.
We are not only Parallels compatible, we are a sister company to Parallels.
Ah, okay.
And so yes, there's a lot of brilliance shared between the companies.
Parallels, of course, is the amazing little piece of software which I absolutely love, which allows me to, on my Mac, my iMac.
That allows traders to fly both flags of their.
I can run Windows on my Macintosh, and not only that, I can run them at the same times simultaneously, and not boot camp where you have to reboot the computer, but you can actually run simultaneously. And not only that, there are modes where you can go into, so you don't even know what operating system. It doesn't care. Whatever file you run, it just runs that file, and you don't have to worry about it. Or you can run Windows within a window. I mean, it's a really wonderful program. And
if you still like Windows 7, you're okay too. So
yeah, and it's here because Apple Computer announced, we did hit it on the news 2 days ago, that they will no longer be supporting Windows 7 and Boot Camp. So now you don't have that choice anymore. So if you still want to run Windows 7 or any other version of Windows on your Mac, you're going to need something like Parallels to do so. And we're going to have them on the show tomorrow night talking about it. I did not realize, though, they were a sister company of yours. So then you must know Kurt. Okay.
Kurt and I haven't met yet, but we've got a big event coming up here in the next month or so. So I'm looking forward to meeting him then.
Okay. Well, you can tell him I said hello. Although I'm going to say him tomorrow anyway. I'll tell him that you said hello. How about that?
Would you? That might be quicker.
Yeah, it would be. Okay. So
and by the way, I know the Parallels is mainly for backup and things like that, but just because a piece of software is meant for one thing or the other, doesn't mean you can't do cool things with it. So, I mean, have you ever heard of use cases, or maybe you yourself have used them with maybe something like a NAS, or some way to better file manage or share media, like any other way that you can use Acronis to do something other than the straightforward backups?
Well, so I'm definitely a really good tester of the software, and so I'll tell you what I did here recently. I joined the company back in late December, and at the same time I was also upgrading to a brand new machine, and I discovered that sticking three 6-terabyte hard drives in an off-the-shelf Dell required a little bit more power. So I had to rebuild all of that, stick it in a bigger case. It has a lot more room for hard drive space. And so that now is a nice little tower with 4 6-terabyte drives in it. And now I'm going back through all of my external drives and trying to dedupe everything that I have, and that includes my iTunes collection, probably about 80,000 photos that I've taken over the last 10 years, and make sure that I've got absolutely the best versions, uncorrupted, everything on the machine with full backups. So as far as going past that and setting up other things, I haven't had time.
Okay. All right.
I don't doubt it. 80,000 photos over 10 years, 8,000 a year, 4,000 every half year, 2,000 every quarter year.
There's a lot of pictures.
Go you Shutterbug.
So, I have a child, so it's a requirement. But I also love taking my camera with me everywhere I go, and sometimes things just look better through a camera lens.
Although on our last trip, we didn't bother to take a camera anymore because our smartphones, the cameras in those things are so amazing now. You don't really need. I found that you don't really need to carry another piece of equipment. That the phone and the smartphone, the cameras in the smartphones are really, really cool. I mean, they really do the job.
So when my son brings his iPhone, I definitely agree with you. While I love the sound that comes out of my HTC One M8, the pictures I prefer off the iPhone or off my DSLR.
There you go. Now, let's talk a little bit about 2016. Okay, now this is just around the corner. Tell us about some of the new features we're going to see in the 2016 version of Acronis TrueImage.
Well, so that I don't even have the beta copy of yet. I know that is coming, but I will tell you that when I have that, I am more than happy to share a beta version with you, and we can test it out together. So make sure, as with all betas, you put your most important stuff on it.
Okay. All right. So when does it go golden? 2016 will be offered golden when?
I think we're looking somewhere around June or July.
Okay. All right. And if you're using 2015, do you have an upgrade path to 2016? How does that work?
Well, see, this is another great reason that I recommend that unlimited package, because when you're using the cloud backup, you've got all that taken care of. We're going to make sure you're always running the very latest version of the software.
Oh, okay. So it just happens at that point, you're saying?
Yes.
But if I purchase 2015 for my PC or Mac or both, and then 2016 comes out, then I assume you offer an upgrade.
There is always an upgrade path. In fact, right now, because of World Backup Day, we have a buy one get one free offer on the site too. So if you want to buy a PC version and get the Mac version for a friend, you can do that very easily.
Oh, that's very, very nice. Okay. Obviously, you want to get the proper version if you have obviously a PC or a Mac. But if you have both a PC and a Mac, then you want to get the TrueImage for both PC and Mac. And if you're doing a lot of cloud stuff, then really should. Now, what's the cost of these different products, starting with the PC one?
So right now the basic package is $49.99. Mm-hmm. You can also get a 3-computer package for $79.99.
Uh-huh. And then the That's okay. The TrueImage rep.
I am only being slowed down by the speed of my browser, and the unlimited package for PC and Mac is $99.99, mm-hmm. Or for 3 computers, it's $169.99.
Now, when you say for 3 computers, that means you're licensing it for use from 1 to 3 computers. That's what you're talking about.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, we have a few minutes left. can we talk a little bit about Acronis Disk Director and Director 12? What is that product for? What is it's for personal use? Can you tell us a little bit about Acronis Disk Director?
Well, yeah, that has saved my life on many occasions, and that's usually when I am taking that brand new drive and sticking it in, and I want to make sure that I'm optimizing how it's going to be set up. I make sure I know how my partitions are set up. If I want to do drive cloning, I can also use Disk Director for that. But for those folks who like to mess around with partitions and volumes, it is really the tool to have in the arsenal.
So when you say a partition, tell our listeners basically what you're talking about.
So a partition is when you go to that drive and you see it says C or D, then it's been partitioned. If it doesn't say that, then you need to go back in, and that's usually when you buy that drive right off the shelf, and it has nothing on it. You stick it in, and you want to go through and set it up and format it. And sometimes you'll take a large drive and you'll want to split it. You'll want to maybe hide something on that drive, say a full disk recovery. So you can put that in there and make sure it's hidden for later recovery. But you can also tweak it here and there to make sure you're getting the very most out of the format and the most hard drive space possible.
Now I've heard different people say. I mean, look, we're living in the terabyte generation now. So you can you don't really see gigabyte drives anymore. You can buy a 1, 2, even a 4 terabyte drive for about $100, and now there's 6 terabyte drives. And when you get to a drive that has 6 terabytes on one volume, I've heard them say, "Oh, you should split it. You should make a partition." And some people say, "No, just use the whole thing." Is this sort of like the toilet paper going over the roll or under the roll? I mean, is it in that same?
Because that one has a clear winning argument, which is over the roll.
It should be over the roll. Okay.
I haven't used the over the roll or under the roll example before, but thank you, Craig. I'll try to use that one moving forward. I think. But for me, it kind of depends what I'm using it for. If I want to break it down, and I know I only want to stick one drive in, and maybe I have a particular backup scheme or a particular file structure that I want to do. Maybe I want to set up one drive to where I have a partition with one operating system and another one for another operating system. I might do it that way. But a lot of times now, when I start looking at how many terabytes of pictures do I have? How many terabytes of music do I have? I probably really want to go ahead and maximize that and take that full storage space. In fact, my big problem right now as I look behind me are the terabytes of old hard drives that I have, because I would go down to Costco when they had the sales and buy the terabyte drives, and the next month the 2 terabyte drives would come out. So I would move all of those to 2 terabyte drives, and then a couple more months the 3 terabyte drives would come out. Before I know, I've got 200 drives behind me, and I have no idea what's on all of them. But I know my latest ones are 6 terabyte drives.
Okay, yeah, because they're so inexpensive now. It really doesn't make any sense to purchase the smaller drives. You can pick up a multi-terabyte drive now. For a very affordable amount of money.
And the other thing is, look at how many terabytes of data we start to use, and it's really when we start missing those unlimited data plans we used to be able to get so easily on our phones. But when you start downloading movies all the time, and you're storing your music in the cloud. Before you know it, you've just got this huge collection, and it just kind of surprises you one day. And what would really be worse is if you got surprised figuring out that, okay, somewhere it all disappeared. What happened to it? Why don't I have it backed up? And so, when I start looking at the value of all of that data, and I want to make sure that, I've got it for my son and whoever else needs it, I want to make sure those backups are there. That's
right. And with Acronis, you can sleep easy knowing that your data is backed up and safe. And I assume you can even set up the Acronis product to do this for me automatically, scheduling. What kind of scheduling do you recommend?
Absolutely. In fact, I was backing up Ben's drive while he left the machine open all week. And no, that's the nice thing, really. Is we are leaving our machines on all the time. And what a great way to use that downtime while we're crashing is just to go ahead and set it up, and that's a great time for it to do the backup. That way all of your stuff for the day is safe and protected and ready to go in case anything has gone wrong.
Now, can you set up Acronis? I mean, in other words, you can set up, okay, I want you to back up my system, after midnight or something, and then when you're finished backing up, can you have it turn off the system? After finishing backup, shut things down, or do you have those options available?
There are various functions that you can pull out of that advanced backup, and so the nice thing that I have it set to do is that full backup is done, and it's just keeping going on an incremental. But for me, I actually just tend to leave the system on all the time. The only time I really find out that it's cycled is if Windows has pushed an update for me.
Yeah, you see, there's the other thing about with the toilet paper example. Some people say you should leave your computer on all the time, and some people say, well, when you're finished with it, then then turn it off. So it's an ongoing argument. All these different things that all kind of tie in, and I don't think there's ever an answer.
What I do to make sure that I'm saving power is if my monitors haven't detected that I'm using the machine after a certain amount of time, they go dark. But the machine is, my machines at home are plugged into nice surge protectors, so that side is safe, and they survived well with all the snowstorms that we had. But yeah, so far so good.
Okay, well, good.
And just want to rehash it one more time. Because of World Backup Day, which is at the end of this month, you are offering just the one buy one get one free deal, or are there deals kind of across the lineup?
So certainly want to make sure that you check out that buy one get one free deal. We may have some other things that we tweet out and Facebook as we get closer to the event. But right now, you can go to the site and take advantage of that right now.
Okay. Again, it's backup your computer. It's World Backup Day, and again, Acronis offering this BOGO, buy one get one free, and again, it's at their website. Now, if you want more information, you want to see this for yourself, just go to the Acronis website, or even more easy, go to the Computer America website and just click on our show notes button, and you'll see today's show, which is the 25th of March, and you'll see Acronis in the first hour, and we actually have a link to the Acronis website there. So if you're driving, or if you can't remember, it's acronis.com. But if you can't remember, just go to computeramerica.com, go to our show notes page, and you'll see everything that we're talking about tonight. We have Alan's name is up there, so you can see that too. So if you want to call him and talk to him personally, I don't know, you can. But basically, if you want to get the products, the website is there. You can purchase it. You can purchase it directly from the Acronis website. Can people go to stores too? Are people even going to stores these days anymore to buy these things, or is everything online now today?
I was back in Seattle last week. I was so happy to walk into a Fry's. I need them on the East Coast so bad.
So you are available in all the usual product locations, is what you're saying?
We're definitely out there. I would say, though, the easiest place to find us is certainly online.
Yeah, exactly, and just download it. I can't remember the last time I bought a piece of software on a physical media. I mean, when I walked into a store and I had to buy it. I mean, those days pretty much are gone. So again, if you want the product, go to the product website. Go to the Acronis website at acronis.com and download it there. Now, you even have a free trial version too that you offer, correct?
There is a free trial version, so if you want to test it out and make sure it's for you before you spend the money, absolutely want you to do that. And then when you've tested it and you realize how much you like it, then I want to make sure you tell two people and let them tell two people, and so on and so on. Is
the free trial crippled in any way, or you get it for a certain amount of time?
Oh, no.
What is it? It's just you get it for.
I believe the trial, and I want to double check this as I'm looking at it. I believe that's a 30-day trial.
Well, see, and that really shows that Acronis is committed to showing and proving. Try it before you buy it, and you're gonna love it, and then you'll pick it up then. And then any company that does that, I think, really has confidence in their product, and I salute them for that. I salute you for that. Listen, Alan, we're pretty much out of time. I want to thank you for being here with us tonight and telling us about Acronis. And
well, Craig, really appreciate it. It's been great talking to you and Ben. And Ben, what's the weather like in North Carolina? Because we've had a lot of snow in Boston. I'm trying to figure out where I need to go.
Well, just coming from Florida, being 80 degrees, it is a chilly, bone-chilling 55. So, I wouldn't recommend it. It's almost unlivable.
It dipped down to 85 here.
Wow, that's definitely warm compared to the Boston area.
All right, Alan, listen, thanks so much again for being with us here tonight on Computer America, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again, okay?
Thank you so much.
Take care. Have a good evening. Good night.
Good night.
You too.
All right, there he goes. Okay, Acronis, Acronis, backup software. And again, check them out at the website at www.acronis.com. They have all those different products. They have, obviously, for enterprise, but they have it for mobility. They have a business and personal. The Acronis True Image products for PC, Mac, the unlimited version. You can check out their Disk Director 12 if you like. And all are available with free trial versions at acronis.com. All right. Coming up in the next hour, we've got the GizWiz, Mad Magazine's maddest writer, Dick DiBartolo, is here, and he is just back from the Global Pet Expo in Orlando, Florida, and he has got high-tech stuff for your pets. I'm not kidding you. Pets can go high-tech, I mean, they can have their little PCs, up and with their little paws and clicking on the things they want, and
they have D-mail and C-mail, and it's incredibly irrelevant.
Exactly. You listen to the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the Boost Radio Network, on the IRN Radio Network. The GizWiz is here with us next hour. We're going to be right back with them. Stay tuned.
Broadcasting live. It's the only national radio talk show on computers to air every weeknight. Computer America. Hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. The first hour's behind us, but there's still more of tech news, tech talk, and your phone calls. We're being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. You got computer problems? Bring them on. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@computeramerica.com.
Hello and welcome into Hour 2 of the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. This is the Computer America Show, and I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
You just have such mellow tones with that microphone, boy. I'll tell you, you sound really, really good, Ben.
It's not a bad microphone. No offense to Logitech. I mean, I use them for my everyday microphone. They're very easy to use, but I mean, Blue, they know how to make really, really nice microphones.
They do, yeah, and you can hear it. The quality is just amazing. Anyway, it is Hour 2 of the show. We'll have another News Sysbold review from Marty Winston coming up at the bottom of the hour. And again, our thanks to Acronis for being with us here in the first hour, talking about all of their True Image 2015 and their upcoming True Image 2016, which is just a couple of months away. Thanks to them for being here on the program. Of course, you can listen to any of our shows. If you missed that, just go to our archives page at ComputerAmerica.com. You can listen to everything there. Jonathan says that you're going to go into your Barry White impression with that microphone.
No. I don't have one. I have an impersonation. I do not have an impression.
Okay. Well, let's get to it. I'm always looking forward to this. It is the last Wednesday of the month, and the GizWiz joins us. He's the Mad Magazine's maddest writer. Dick DiBartolo is here with us to share some of these gadgets with us. And as I mentioned, Dick is just back from the Global Pet Expo in Orlando, Florida. Dick, welcome into the show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Well, we're
doing good.
Doing good.
I found the way to easily get into this Google Hangout is to pay no attention to your instructions for the past 6 months.
Thank you. I've been saying
never ever click on the link. Always copy and paste it and I always end up in some godforsaken place. So today I thought, well, I'll just click the link right into Google Hangouts.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
There it is.
There we are.
Mhm.
How many people can be on Google Hangout? Does anybody? Do you know?
I think they have a limitation of like 10 actively participating in it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right. Other than that, it gets too mishmash, I would think.
So, are you guys meerkatting, by the way?
Are we what now?
Meerkatting?
Are you saying that because of the backgrounds?
You know, you don't know meerkat?
No.
What?
What's that?
Oh my God. Okay, so meerkatting is this new technology that's going to, people think, create a great amount of problems. What you can only do it with an iPhone, okay? And you get the Meerkat app, and then you go in there and you live stream, and it live streams to anybody who follows you on Twitter. So you can live stream. Leo Laporte did it, and he said that it must time out at 999 people because he had 999 people watching him stream. The legal problem that this can create is that you could go into a Broadway show or into a concert and live stream anything that you can show on your iPhone, you can meerkat.
So what was Leo meerkatting that everybody found so fascinating?
Well, the fact that you're an instant broadcaster.
I see. All right.
And that you can tweet if you want to see me have lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Click this link. If you want to see me, like the producer of the GizWiz said, if you want to see backstage at what's going on as we're broadcasting, click on this link. And he was backstage with his iPhone running around. So it's just it's a way to have even a bigger audience than Google Hangouts, up to 999 people.
It's called meerkasting.
Meerkat is the app you get. MEERKAT.
I wonder where's that come from?
You know what? I believe it's a weird, like down under creature, because that's their logo is this, or maybe it's a made up animal, but their logo is this like stand up weird kind of cat.
Okay. Yeah, right. Well, speaking of cats,
yes, perfect lead-in. Perfect lead-in.
You were recently at the Global Pet Expo in Orlando, Florida. I didn't know they had a Global Pet Expo.
You know what? I originally told them that I probably wasn't going to go down there, and then I just could not. They announced another snowstorm in the city, and I thought, I can't take it. I can't take it. So I went down just overnight, and it is a monstrous show. It's called Global Pet Expo, and you know, I have a pedometer in my watch, so I walked 4.2 miles the first day. Wow. And about 2.5 miles the second day, because I left early to get a 4:30 flight. But it's tons of stuff, and a lot of it very high tech. So I went over to Motorola, and Motorola has two devices. These are not coming out until the fall. So it's a trade show. It's not for the public. It's for retailers and the press. So they're coming out with two devices for cats and dogs. The bigger one is definitely for dogs because it's rather large, and then that's the Scout 5000. So the Scout 5000 is a GPS, so you can always see where your pet is. You can do geofencing, so it can send you an alarm if he's outside of the area you want him in. If he's barking a lot, if you can set it up that if he's barking a lot, it can send you a text, so that you might want to go home to see why he's barking a lot. Is someone trying to get in the house, or is there something going on in the house that he normally doesn't bark? Also, the bigger one, which is going to be $199, has a built-in camera. So if you want to see what he's seeing, you can turn the camera on. There's an SD card in. You can stream what he's seeing through the app. And if you want, you say, oh, this is great what he's seeing. It'd be a lot of fun to post this on YouTube. You can hit record, and it will record within the camera that the dog is wearing the video. And I must say that prices have come down a lot, because originally when they started with GPS for dogs, it was the units were expensive, and then they were talking $20 to $30 a month. And I said, you know, I'm not doing any of these gadgets, because you're talking about $200 to $300 for the gadget, and then you're talking about $200 to $300 a year. So I was talking to the guy at Motorola. I said, yes, tell me about the service now. $3 a month. So it's come down a lot. If you don't want the deluxe version, which has the camera in it and the mic and all those bells and whistles, they make a smaller unit, and it's small enough if you had a big cat, it could go on the cat. And that will, the same GPS features. You can find out where your cat is. It will notify you if the cat goes out of an area. If your cat is lost, you can turn on the app, and the app will bring up a map, and the map will show you where your cat is. They're both water resistant, and they're both coming not till the fall.
All right. Now, I didn't mention this, but if you want to see what we're talking about, obviously you can watch us on a live Computer America video stream, the Google Hangouts. But also, if you want to see what we're talking about, go to our show notes page at computeramerica.com, and we have a link right there to the GizWiz Biz and website, and you can see it for yourself. Now, when you go there, check it out, gizwiz.biz, and click. You can also click on the non-paid Lackey Fun Computer America banner, and you'll also see all the things that we're talking about here tonight. So you can do it from our show notes, or you can just go to gizwiz.biz and click on the Computer America banner and see all the things that we're talking about tonight. Just another way you can follow along with us here on the show. So these were two of the first things from Motorola. The people who brought you one of the first, remember the brick phone from the Motorola?
Yes, yes. Also, they had one of the first really trick phones, the StarTAC.
Oh, yes.
The StarTAC. I remember I was working on Good Morning America back then, and I was so nervous because Good Morning America is going to be like one of the first to ever show it. So I was out at CES with a StarTAC that they sent me the night before, FedEx the afternoon before, and then Charlie Gibson was in the studio with his, and I called him live on air. And you just know, electronics, I'm thinking, please, let nothing happen. But it did work fine. Yeah, that was So this is So Motorola actually, to be honest, they're licensing this through Motorola. Right. So Motorola makes sure that it meets Motorola standards. But
you want to make sure that the technology gods are in your ear.
Exactly.
Yeah. So so this was the first thing you saw at the Pet Expo, and we're kind of doing a little bit of a selection. Another one, a very techie microchip cat door.
This was really amazing. I was walking by this table, and I saw these cat doors with all these electronics on them, and I said, what is the microchip cat door? And she said, well, a lot of cats already have a microchip in them, and so you can, if you have a pet door, or you're looking to install a pet door, you can install this one, and you flip this little door open. She showed me where the batteries go. It takes 4 AA batteries, which he said will power the door for 6 to 9 months. And then you bring your cat up to the door, and you push program, and you let the cat walk through the door, and the light blinks that it has now registered the cat with the microchip.
No way.
I know. And then she said, if you have cats that are not microchipped, then we sell little, tiny little tags that goes onto their collar. But they have a line of these doors that are so techy. For example, they have built-in clocks. So you don't want your animals to go out into the yard after 10 p.m.
Oh,
So
no.
you set it, the door locks so they can't get out after 10 o'clock. The door is always open in.
Uh-huh.
So
But
if one of your cats is out,
the
and
cat-
also, and you know, if at 5 o'clock there's a lot of traffic and the horns and everything drive your pets crazy, you can set multiple time zones. Cats can't go out from 4 to 7. They can't go out from
yeah.
midnight to 8. But wait, there's more. It can keep track of, depending on the model, up to 3 cats and let you know if they're in the house or out of the house.
Oh my gosh! How does it let you know?
Because you just know what cat has what tag, and you just look at tag 1, and the arrow is pointing out the door.
Oh.
So cat 1 is still out. You look at tag 2, it's a little digital readout at the top of the thing. Cat 2, the arrow's pointing in. Cat 3, the arrow's pointing in. So you know that 2 cats are in and 1 cat is still out. It's just amazing. It is just, and they're not that outrageously expensive. The most expensive one that has all the bells and whistles and the microchip technology can be programmed for up to 9 cats. Suggested retail is $199. It's already on Amazon, I think, for $168. And then they make a bare bones model that just have the built-in clock, no chip technology. The clock just lets the door be open at the hours you set and be locked at the hours you set. But I thought that was pretty neat. That
I think that it's taking it to the ultimate. You know, I mean, I guess if you have 3 cats, and a lot of people do, you know, and you want and you know, you want your cats back in by a certain night. You know, the cats check in, but they don't check out. You know, at least not after 11. You know, they can't.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't want them wandering outside after 11 o'clock. You know, this would do it. You know, I wonder. You know, we have a dog door in our home, and it's electronic. But you know, and we can turn it off, and it seems to work against it because the dogs learn, we can go out this way, and they know it. But then if you turn it off and they go up and they hit the thing and it won't open, you know, it doesn't open, then they tend to forget that this is an exit, you know, or an entrance. So I think they come to rely on it.
You need to get smarter dogs.
Yeah, smarter dogs. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so we're talking to Dick DiBartolo, recently back from the Global Pet Expo in Orlando, Florida, and we're talking about all these high-tech things. Now, okay, this next one, if you can lock your bike, why not your dog? I don't know.
You know what? I see in the city, it drives me crazy when people leave their dog at a parking meter and go shopping. Only because there are 2 million dogs stolen a year. You know, they're sold to labs, to dog fights. It's just, and to tell you the truth, sometimes I'll see a person going in, leaving a beautiful retriever outside of something, and I'll just say, look, are you just going in to get coffee? I'll stay with your dog, because I don't think what you're doing here is a good idea. So at the Global Pet Expo, I found something called the Safe Spot leash. So what this is, it is a locking leash. It locks at both ends. You can use it as a regular leash. You don't have to lock it all the time. There's the collar part, fully adjustable. Then you can lock that. And then the handle, when you get to a place where you are going to leave your pet, you push a button on the side of the handle. It frees the cable that's provided with the leash, and you wrap that around something immovable, and then you click it and you lock it, and then you lock it with the key. So it's a nylon leash, but there is a steel cable that runs the length of the leash. I mean, if someone comes along with, you know, with a big shears or something, they could cut it. But you know, dog nap it's just going to be a quick run, grab your dog, and go. So if they walk up there and they see this chain, this leash, and with a lock on it, they're just going to go to another parking meter where a dog is
unprotected,
not locked up. So
it's sort of like the club, is that
yeah, exactly.
They see that's more of a deterrent. That, it's easier to steal a car that doesn't have one of those things on it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this is a good idea. There's a commercial for it on the Petco website, and what I wasn't crazy about the commercial, they do demonstrate how it works, but then they sort of make it like, now take your dog everywhere, go to the post office and lock them up outside, take them to restaurants, lock them up outside. So my feeling would be, if you must leave your dog outside, then you would lock them up, but don't use this as an excuse to start leaving them all over the city.
Yeah. I think we're kind of with you. Like, I'd love to take my dog to the grocery store, lock him up on the bike rack, and run and grab something and run out. But it's just so unsafe, and they don't have to go. So.
No, I know, and also what I don't understand is that sometimes people will lock them up against on a parking meter. Looks like, but then the car pulls away, and now the dog steps into the street because he's on 6 feet of chain, and then I run over and you get the dog out of there because it's only going to take about 40 seconds before someone wants that parking spot.
Right.
It's not the only time I think it's okay is we have a lot of outdoor restaurants and they let people lock the dogs on the outside of the fence where the diners are. So literally you're 2 feet from your dog. Technically your dog is not in the eating area, but at least you can see him and touch him. So at least there you have your eye on him full time.
Exactly. All right. So again, it's called the Safe Spot Leash, and that sells for about how much?
About $70.
$70. Okay. Comes only in black. Correct?
Only in black.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, they have these. I use them. Not a lot, but I use them. Obviously, cars have these cup holders, which is really, really nice, and we have these travel cups. When you want to drink, and I've used them when we make a long trip. I'll take one and put it in there. It's very handy. But that's for people. Why not for pets? And evidently, somebody must have thought of had the same thought.
Yeah, this is a very clever idea. It's called the Snack Duo. And it's coming soon. I haven't seen it on Amazon yet. It's going to be under $20. So it's a 20-ounce. I think he said it's a 20-ounce cup. But there is a plastic divider down the middle of the cup. And then at the top of the cup, there are two different openings. There's a snap-open lid. And in that side of the Snack Duo, you can put dry food for the dog. Then in the other side of the Duo, you put water, and then there's a little spout that the water comes out of. But also attached and hanging off the side is a companion cup, which folds down absolutely flat if you want to hang it from your backpack. But then when you get to where you're going, you push on the bottom of the cup and it snaps open, and now you have the companion cup that you can put water in or the food in, and it's a real easy way to carry stuff. And as someone said to me looking at it, said, I could use this. I could put pretzels in one side of it and water in the other side. It doesn't have to be for dogs, and I could drink out of this cup. So it's a very good idea.
It makes me
oddly enough, I googled it, to see if it was available on Amazon yet, and one of the places that they were selling it was Camping World, or
how funny!
Websites. So
as the Duo cup.
Yep, it's
okay.
Cup.
About $20.
The one for campers was about 15.
Okay, right. So they're discounting it. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah.
See, this reminds me. I'm embarrassed to say, but I remember when I went to camp, I had a cup that was very similar to this. In other words, it was flat, and then you would pop open, and then you would have this, a full-size cup, and then you just squashed it, and it was flat again. So evidently,
I don't think the technology is new. I just think it's clever that they decided to add that to this. So you had like a three-way thing: the wet food, the dry food. Something to drink, and dry food, and a serving cup. I thought that was a clever idea. No, what's funny, what Ben said about You saw it in Camping World. I was at, I think it was the Gourmet Show. I can't remember. And this display had tons of gadgets. This company made everything in the world. And I'm looking at this. They had a vegetable peeler, and then next to it they had something to scrape calluses off your foot, and then they had something to take chips out of furniture. And I said to the guy, "Those three things look identical." And he said, "Oh, it's the same thing." He said, "It just happens to do all those things." So we don't want to market it as everything. So we market it to this segment, to the hardware stores. We sell it as a furniture fixer-upper. And to shoe stores, we sell it to clean up your feet. And for stores, delis and stuff, we sell it as a vegetable cleaner.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying I could see the Snack Duo being as a camping device.
I can see with that example how they don't want to have one late night infomercial where it says, "And also it does this."
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
And if you're tired of peeling your carrots and potatoes, you can use it to scrape the calluses off your foot.
You have too many calluses from standing.
We suggest you get 2 different ones.
And don't confuse them either.
Don't confuse them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I that just. I said, "Oh my gosh, yeah." If you don't know the other uses, you think this is ingenious.
Yeah, until
you find out. Yeah.
You find out, you gotta say, "Oh my gosh, yeah, exactly." All right. Well, now this next one here, I don't know if I want to shoot tennis balls at my dog. But
Well, this is not to shoot at them.
Okay.
This is for them to go fetch.
Okay. I feel better.
No, it's not. No, it's definitely not to at them. And so what it is like we have 2 dogs, and Charlie's a very small dog. He weighs 10 pounds, so he can't catch a regular sized ball. So there, for a long time, a couple of years now, there's been the K9 cannon, and it shoots regular sized tennis balls, not at anybody, but across the park, so that your dog can go retrieve it.
Okay.
And it's also designed so that the 3rd or 4th time your dog retrieves it and is starting to get a little spit on it, you don't have to pick it up. You just face the barrel down and push it over the tennis ball, and it locks it in place. And what's neat about that is that the plunger that you pull back to fire it has, I believe, 5 different notches. So each notch is like a few feet. So you can, if you want to do this indoors, just pull it back 1 notch, and it'll just shoot the ball like 8 or 9 feet. So you can play in the house. And then if you're outdoors, you pull it all the way back, and you can shoot it up to 75 feet.
I say into the next county or something.
Yeah. And it's very reasonable. It's on Amazon. It's $11.
And it looks like a little gun.
Looks like a little gun. There's a place that stores. If your dog is a great retriever and you're not going to lose the ball, you can store 1 ball that comes with it right on the device itself. And they also make a K9 cannon regular size, but the newer one is the mini that takes these new miniature balls.
Yeah, and if you don't have a good throwing arm, or you can't throw things very far, this is also very
absolutely. And as I said, you don't have to pick up a slimy ball. You can just pick it up with the barrel.
I hate that. I actually got one of those.
Oh, come on! That's part of being a dog owner.
Yeah, the slimy ball. Exactly. But you can use the gun to act when the dog brings it back. You don't have to touch the ball. You can just put it on the ground.
You just push the barrel over it, and it snaps into the place where it's going to be launched from.
Right. And the drool will just come down from the gun now, right?
You're still a foot away from the drool.
Yeah, exactly.
Drool sold separately.
Yeah, drool's up. All right. So again, we're talking about all these different products that Dick found out at the Global Pet Expo in Orlando, Florida, and we're going to continue on. Again, you can see these. Again, if you just go to the show notes page at computeramerica.com, click on today's show, you can see in the second hour There's a link, GizWiz.biz, and if you click on the Computer America banner, you'll see all the devices that we're talking about tonight. Dick has all kinds of great gadgets and gizmos on his website. Specifically, if you want to see for what we're talking about tonight, again, just click the Computer America banner. Now let's go to, I don't know if we have time. Yeah, we have time to do one more here. Feed your dog a treat from anywhere in the world via your smartphone.
Yeah, I think last time I was on, or the time before, we had the Pet Cube, where you could play a game with your dog or cat by using a red laser dot, and you actually controlled the laser dot in your house, but you controlled it from your iPhone or your Android phone. So now this is the same idea, interacting with your pet from wherever you are in the world, but it's totally different. It has a built-in video camera so that your dog will come, hopefully when the dog hits the chime. But the people who made it said dogs are also very sensitive to smells, and so you acclimate your dog to a scent that comes with the pet chats. And when you ring the bell, it also, a little fan goes on, and it sends this error out over the, I have to shut this phone off here.
I think someone's...
my dog is calling me.
Yeah, your pet chats, exactly.
Exactly. So the dog comes up. There's a little TV in this so the dog can see you. You can talk to your dog, and then you can ask your dog to sit, and if your dog sits, you can push a button, a little picture of a bone, and then a little mini bone snack falls out of the pet chat's device in your apartment. So it's very elaborate. It's higher priced than all the others because other pet cams don't have built-in monitors and snack dispensers. So it's $349. This is like 2 years in the making. I remember I said, didn't I not see this 2 years ago at CES? She said, well, it took a very long time to get all the kinks worked out. And I said, it's selling now. And she said, we started shipping in December, and we've shipped over 500 of them now.
All right, we'll be right back with Dick DeBartolo. Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission is to protect and enhance the lives of companion animals and the people who love them. Their no-kill rescue shelter is open year-round, making it easy for people to adopt their best new friend. This year, Brother Wolf will find homes for over 2,400 orphan dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens. All have ended up as an orphan through no fault of their own. Brother Wolf has created a safe, nurturing environment where these special animals can heal emotionally and physically until they find a lifelong home. Their life-saving transport program brings dogs and puppies from overcrowded shelters in the south to rescues in the north where homes are easier to find. Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is a 501c3 organization. To learn more about their life-saving work and to make a donation, visit their website at www.bwar.org. That's www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America Show. You have important meetings to schedule. Your company's getting ready for its IPO, and you're in charge of the PTA fundraiser this month. So how do you coordinate everyone to be available at the same time? Are you still using emails, phone calls, even text messages to schedule meetings with a group of people? How's that working out for you? That's so great, huh? It's a fact that every day, millions of people suffer from scheduling headaches. Well, with Doodle, scheduling meetings with a group of people is quick and easy. With Doodle, you can easily propose available times to each member. Each one checks off the times that they are available, and then you simply pick the time that works best for the group, all in an easy-to-read display that integrates with your existing calendar. Nothing could be more simple. Give Doodle a try for free, and like millions of Doodle users, you'll truly see how easy it is to find the perfect date and time for all your meetings. That's www.doodle.com.
I know, you're all ears. This is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America, this time the First Alert Standard Home Extinguisher. Between gear upkeep, rewiring things for a connected home, and all the other little chores we do these days, How certain are you that nothing will ever catch fire? Our CES chat with First Alert brought us their standard home fire extinguisher to review. It's UL rated at 1A, 10B, C, meaning the equivalent of 1 gallon of water on Category A, trash, wood, or paper fires, 10 square feet of coverage for Category B, flammable liquids, and it's non-conductive, so usable on Category C, live electrical fires. This metal body rechargeable dry chemical extinguisher has instructions on it. Pull the pin, aim for the base of the fire from about 6 feet away, squeeze the lever, and sweep side to side. When it comes to dealing with fires, we like Barney Fife's rule for dealing with problems overall. You've got to nip it in the bud. Bottom line, should a small fire break out and you're your own first responder, the First Alert Standard Home Fire Extinguisher is a good way to respond. This is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. 33 minutes past the hour here. We are still with Dick DiBartolo. He's going to finish off the hour with us. And yeah, we're doing all these great gadgets. A lot of people were saying about the last product that you did, the pet charts, the way to feed your dog using your smartphone from anywhere. They're saying that their dogs are probably going to be smart enough to hack into it and find a way to get the food without the owner. So potential. But,
doing something.
Yeah, there you go. At least he's learning a new skill.
Exactly.
So this next one, though, I had never really given a thought to interactive feeders. Like, to me, it's just put food in bowl, dog eat food, dog done eating. But I guess this next one is actually an interactive feeder.
You know what? This worked out so well. After the show, if anybody's listening, they should watch a little video with our rescue dog Charlie. Charlie loves snacks. The problem is they don't hit the floor before they're gone. He just wolfs them down. So what we did is we put a couple snacks on the floor, and they were gone in 3 seconds. And then we decided, let's put the snacks in this thing called the Doggy Maze Mini. Since Charlie's small, they make a full-size one and the mini. And we dropped them in the tracks. It's like a little maze. And as I say on the video, Charlie is probably going to hate me because he's thinking, why are you torturing me and not letting me have my snacks? But it took him about a minute to find out which way to push the snacks so that they went around and around and came out the end and then could be eaten. And now when I bring snacks out and bring out the dog mini maze, he likes both because he's figured out how to do it. But the thing is, what used to take 5 seconds now takes 2 minutes. So I think he actually enjoys the
anticipation,
exactly, and the little bit of work it is to get the snacks out, and it's cheap. The great big one is, I think, it was $22.50 on Amazon, and the little mini maze is not showing up yet, but the guy from the company said it's probably going to be around $12.
How do they think of something like this? I mean,
I don't. That is interesting. I should have asked him that. I have no idea. I know dogs do like problem solving.
Right.
I have a very old dog who is part sheepdog, shepherding dog, and I remember reading that if you have a dog who is a shepherding dog, always try to think of games for them to play because they really want to be active. And even though this month she turned 16,
wow,
she took a shot at the maze yesterday, and she was pretty good at it, pushing the food through.
Yeah, the guy sits back and this. How does this come to him? Let me build a maze for a dog.
Well, he probably puts the snack down and goes, "Gosh, that's $8 worth of snacks the dog ate in 1 minute. What can I do to
just slow them
down? Probably somebody designed something where it comes down a track and it goes this, and that was $80,000, and someone said, let's do it an easier way. Let's let the dog just push it around this track and have it come out on the floor.
Okay.
Well, apparently there's just going off of the one that you have here. Apparently there's a whole line of interactive dog feeders. I think is the proper
Yes,
keywords to
yes.
type in. So there are other types, but I really like this one because it kind of makes the dog walk around the thing.
He does. He does what he starts at one end and then he goes, oh, if I'm at the other end, it's a shorter push. I was really quite amazed.
Yeah, they kind of think it through.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we're eating, we always like condiments. Like to put mustard or ketchup on our hot dogs or hamburgers. So why wouldn't dogs appreciate condiments in the same manner? And evidently, someone thought that they would.
The company is called Ketchup, and they make ketchup. They make mustard, meowsted, barbecue. My favorite is muttonaise. So these are designed, they look just like condiments, but they have vitamins, minerals, glucosamine. You can check their website for some of them have different oils in them. And again, today I thought, oh, you know what? Charlie did so well with the maize. Let's do a video with Charlie, and we'll give him some Science Diet noogies on a plate, plain.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll give him Science Diet noogies on a plate, and we'll put a little bit of muttonaise on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he smelled both. Loved the muttonaise. I swapped dishes in case for some reason he was eating off the right side. He immediately went back to the dish that had the muttonaise on it. So he obviously did like it. And also the thing was when the 6 bottles of stuff was delivered, he was at that box for a half hour, smelling it, sniffing it, putting his paw on it. So even through the cardboard box and the sealed containers, he was sniffing something that he liked.
I like the barbecue.
But Bob, yes, very clever.
There is someone who goes home every night and lays his head down knowing he just earned a living making up puns for condiments.
Yes. Yeah.
Good for that man.
Yeah, I had a thought when I was looking at that he hasn't done Worcestershire yet for cats. Worcestershire sauce.
Okay, so this next one, I kind of scratched my head. It's a cute little dog, and it's wearing a puppy bumper.
The puppy bumper is very funny, and after I spoke to the lady, a woman invented it, and she has 2 small dogs, and she has a balcony with a railing. The problem is the dogs are so small, she couldn't let them out there because they could fit through the railing and they would fall. And so she was trying to think of a way to have them be outside. Or if you have a backyard fence where the pickets are wide enough that a tiny dog can get through it. And she sewed some stuff together, and she came up with something called puppy bumpers. And so they attach to the dog's collar, and your dog can still stick their head through the fence or through the railings so they can look out. But the puppy bumper is big enough that the puppy bumper can't fit through the railing. So they make different models. Some of them are ultra tough and water resistant. This year at the show they introduced reflective puppy bumpers if your dog is running around at night. But I thought it was I asked her if it was a life jacket, and she said no, and they're puppy bumpers. And then she explained what they were, and I thought they were clever. And there's a clever video on her website.
You would think though a dog up in a high-rise apartment would look over that thing and it wouldn't go any further. The survival.
Yeah, well, I think it was her. It's on the second floor of their house.
Oh, okay.
So the dog may not think, I could probably do that, but.
Okay, yeah, but if you're in a really super high-rise...
Yeah, I don't. Hopefully, they're not going to consider it.
Exactly. All right, again, Dick DiBartolo is our guest, and you can see all these things that we're talking about tonight at GizWiz.biz, and click on the non-paid Lackey Fund on Computer America, and you can follow along with all these different devices that he saw recently at the Pet Expo in Orlando, Florida. Is it once a year they have this thing?
It's once a year, and it's a 3-day event, and I'm probably going to go next year again. It was really great.
I think you had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, getting back to the high tech stuff for your pets, this next one was a pod GPS pet tracker. And
Yes. Now this was a guy who lost his pet and decided to invent one of these, and I said to him, I said, there are a lot of these on the market, and he said, well, we tried to do several things different. Is make it very small. It's about the size of a cork that would be in a wine bottle. So unlike a lot of the others, this could easily be worn by a cat. A lot of the other pet trackers are rather large. So this could actually just hang from the collar that the cat is already wearing. And also what was kind of interesting is that they ship it with 2 batteries, so that you just unclick the battery that's in there and depleted, click in the new battery, so you never actually have to take it off the pet. Most of the other devices, you take the collar away and you charge it via USB overnight, or however many hours that you would. And I just thought it was very cleverly designed. His service is just a little bit more than the others. I think Motorola's service was $33 a year or $30 a year, and theirs is $49 a year. Again, I think the guy was from Australia, and they were, I believe, making deals. A lot of people were making deals, and to get distributors here in the U.S.
Okay,
so and that's called pod trackers.
So it's called the pod, and again, so you think the most unique thing about this is that it's the size is really
the size of it, and the fact that it can always be on the pet. You don't have to take it off to charge it. So you use USB to charge the little external battery, but you get 2 of them.
Now, how long does the battery last?
You know what? That is a good question. Looking here, I guess I didn't ask him. But I don't know.
Okay.
But my guess is devices like this, it's probably going to be several days.
I would think so. Eventually they're talking about making GPS devices that don't require battery power. They're gonna have a different power source of some sort, because I really think that's the hindrance to all these types of devices are battery life, because you want to get something that you can put on and not have to worry about it again, just leave it there.
Speaking of battery life, so what are you guys going to do about the Apple Watch? Are you dying to get one? I'm sure you must have talked about it on the show a lot, right?
Yeah, but Ben's not a watch guy. I mean, he has a pocket.
Not a watch guy at all. Okay.
He has a pocket watch, right, Ben? So.
Yep.
Yeah. But he's not.
Are you dying to get one?
I'm dying to get one, but maybe in the future. I don't. I have a really nice watch. If I needed a watch at the time, that would buy the Apple Watch. But the point is, I have a really nice watch now, and I don't know. I need to see it, and I need to go and look at it.
I need to see what extra use it will give me. I won't just buy because it's Apple and it works with my iPhone, whatever that means. Right. it has to serve some function.
Yeah, I have the Galaxy Gear 2, and the 2 features that I like most, I didn't even know was in the watch. First of all, I didn't realize it had a video camera in it. And one day I was walking along and I'm looking at my watch and I'm going, oh, there's my boat. And I'm going, oh, wait a minute. If I move it, my boat moves. Oh, wait a minute. This is live video. So you can shoot 15 seconds of video and sound. And when you hit stop, it sends it to the watch sends it to your phone, and the phone sends it to your cloud. And by the time you get home, the video is ready to be uploaded if you want to. And the other thing that I really like about it is the memo function. I often get ideas, and especially in the winter, you're walking along and you're wearing 97 layers of clothes, and you can't even think about going in your pocket to get a piece of paper and find a pencil. So you can just hit memo on the watch and then record. And what's nice about that is it not only records your memo, but when you get home, your memo has been transcribed into pretty accurate English.
That's very useful.
But the recording is still there in case you want that too. So those are, and I use the pedometer somewhat, but I don't. That's about all I use it for. I could make calls through the watch, but I did it twice just to show somebody I could do it.
Now, do you have an Android phone or an iPhone?
Yeah, Android.
Okay, so the Apple Watch really requires an iPhone.
An iPhone. Actually, I think you must have an iPhone.
Yes,
right?
it requires an iPhone. Exactly. And then it will give you, then you can make phone calls with it.
Well, actually, the same with the Gear. You could use the TV. You could do video and memos and stuff, but it's certainly going to be far better to let it go through the watch.
There are a lot of other features that look interesting, but did you see the cost of that watch?
I couldn't believe it. It starts at $349.
Right.
And so what else is it just bands? I don't know much about it. What drives the price up more?
Well, one of the top of the line is it's made out of, it has rose gold on it, and they start at $10,000 and up.
Yeah, so that's the one you asked me. Did I think Ben would like it?
Exactly.
I mean, if you're willing to give it to me, Craig, I'll wear it.
No, he said no. He wanted to buy it, and he said nah. He wants a pocket watch. He said if Apple made a $10,000 gold pocket watch, I would get it.
But and of course the watch, the mesh watch chain is what's going to add a lot more cost to it. There's two sizes too. Supposedly the woman's size, the man's size. Although I have a very small wrist, so I would think. But you know what? Wouldn't know when it comes out. I'll probably go to the Apple Store and just see how it. Try it on after the crowds die down, obviously, and I'll probably go to look at it and try one on or try them on and just see how they look, and then and then kind of decide at that point.
Okay. I can tell you about one more gadget that I just was waiting to hear from the company today. It's called the Igloo. It's from Igloo Pet, and it's a British company. And I thought this was also clever because if you have a small house or a small apartment and a cat, there are two things that take up a lot of space: a cat carrier, which you use maybe twice a year, maybe to take the cat to see friends or take the cat to the vet. And then another device that takes up a fair amount of space is the kitty litter pan. So what they did is made they over there they call it the cat carrier loo being bathrooms over in the UK. And so it has two different doors. There's a push-up door when you want to use it as a kitty litter pan, and it comes with liners that are exactly the bottom. It's kind of oval shaped. The liners exactly fit into the bottom of the carrier, so it makes a good kitty litter pan. And then there's charcoal filters at the top to cut down odor. There's a solid plastic door that can clip on it if you just want to have it have people not realize it's a kitty litter box. So I thought it was a clever idea. They're looking for distributors. I did see it on Amazon, and it says $70, and then next to it, not eligible for Amazon Prime. Shipping $74.
Whoa.
And 75 cents. So yeah, I don't think you want to pay $150 for the two-way kitty litter loo and carrier. So that's why I emailed them and said, do you not have an American distributor? And the guy wrote back and he said, at Pet Expo we're making all kinds of deals, and hopefully we'll have somebody in the States doing it in the next few months so that they can, bring it in for a reasonable price. But I was amazed that there were so many kind of inventive gadgets. Maybe if I go back next year I'll say, oh wait a minute, I saw this last year. But for the first, seeing the show for the first, it was not like the Consumer Electronics Show,
Yeah,
where
we
it's just iPad case after iPad case after
yeah, the same.
keyboard after.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, we have a time for maybe one more, and so we're gonna go away from the Pet Expo here, and in the light of the Star Wars movie that's coming out, I understand that you found a gadget that it asks the question, can you move objects with your brainwaves? The Force.
Yes, yeah. Have you ever tried one of these devices?
No, I have not.
Okay, they were Mattel. It was 2009 when this technology first came out, and Mattel had a very complicated one where you actually wear this device on your head.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, and it clips to your ear, so that makes the contact between your brain and your ear. And the one at Uncle Milton, all you had to do was use your mind to raise a ball up a tube. That was the one in 2009. And in 2009, I went up to Mattel, and they had one where you raised a ball, and then I couldn't do it. I raised a ball with ease, but I had to raise the ball and with my mind move it over 2 or 3 inches and drop it through a hoop.
Yeah.
My brain couldn't do that. So then it vanished for a couple years, and now Uncle Milton has brought it back because of Star Wars, in December, and now it is it's tied into Star Wars. And did you bring it up on your computer? Because I didn't hear. Its name. What's the name of it again? Let me just go.
It's called Star Wars: The Force Trainer 2.
Oh, the Force Trainer 2. Okay. So what's neat about this one is that, well, first of all, it uses your iPad. Okay, so you need to have an iPad. I asked a guy about. I have the Galaxy S4, and he said that's fine. It can be Android or iOS, and your device goes on this device and faces down. And there are, I think he said there are 8 different hologram experiences, and the holograms look fairly decent when you look in this device. But what's neat about this is that once the new Star Wars movies come out, then they can design more games based on the Star Wars movie, and then it'll just be just a software update to your phone, and then you'll be able to play the games on this device. And it's I think it's over $100. I think it was
$130. Yeah,
$130. So it's up there, and should be out just about now.
Okay, and then also you've got this quick puppets. Can stir your kids' imagination.
Well, you know what? I love puppets. I just do. And the company is Folk Monis, and they make great puppets that are not very expensive. They have dogs. This year they introduced sea serpents, and you can just have fun with puppets. I remember I talked about the puppets on GizWiz, and I remembered that we were talking about when you are in a costume, you can be a totally different person.
Yeah.
And back then I was working on To Tell the Truth, and we had Bill Hanna on, who created Yogi Bear, and the producer said, if they send in a Yogi Bear costume, would you go on stage as Yogi Bear and pick out Bill Baird? And I said, oh, yeah. And I did it, and I did all kinds of shtick. And after the show, Bill Baird said, we're opening a new amusement park. Would you like to be Yogi Bear for the opening of the amusement park? Well, I had the time of my life. I walked around the park. There was a band. I walked up, and I took the baton out of the band leader's hand, and I led the band. And I got on rides because no one knows who you are.
This is very true.
It's just the best.
Dick, we're almost out of time. Tell us what's from Mad Magazine.
Okay, we're doing something new. The next issue of Mad is going to be the first time ever a guest editor, which is Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, wow.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect.
And so I, Al, and the editor will be at a Barnes & Noble here in New York City on April 20th, signing autographs. And it's a fun issue, and it should be out in about 2 weeks.
Excellent. All right. Well, again, Dick DeBartolo, the GizWiz, here on the Computer America Show every last Wednesday of the month. And again, you can check out all of the things that Dick talked about tonight, as well as the other items at GizWiz.biz. Specifically, click the Computer America banner if you want to see the things that we talked about, and not just go to GizWiz.biz and check out all the gadgets and gizmos that he finds. Dick, thank you so much for being with us here tonight. If you don't mind, please stay with us to the end. So for our little after show.
Okay.
And that about wraps it up for tonight. Tomorrow night, it's going to be an interesting show. In the first hour, we have a company called SpellX, and they actually have designed fonts that help those people who have dyslexia. And the way they're designed, it's amazing. The shape of them will actually allow people who have dyslexia to read correctly. It's just an amazing product. And again, the company is called SpellX, and they're going to be here with the first hour. We're going to have the company's product manager, Vincent Petrello, talking about it and how they came up with this and the product and how they actually use the font and give examples of it. And we'll actually, if you watch our video, you can see it for yourself. And then in hour 2, we're going to have Parallels on the show. Parallels is that wonderful software that lets your Mac run Windows. Kurt Schmucker, Senior Product Manager from Parallels, is going to be here with us. We just found out that their sister company is Acronis, who's on with us tonight. Parallels will be
shocking revelation.
Yes. So they'll be joining us for the second hour. So SpellX in the first hour, Parallels in the second hour, and it should be a fun show.
60 seconds.
Again, thank you all so much for being with us here tonight. Again, thanks to Acronis for being with us here in the hour, first hour of the show, and Dick Bartolo, the GizWiz, here in hour 2. So, Ben, you're comfortable in the new location? You sound great.
I will be in another different one tomorrow night, so look forward to that as well.
Okay. All right, so that about wraps it up. Thank you all so much for joining us, and Ben and I will see you tomorrow night, same bat time and same bat channel here on Computer America. So until tomorrow night, this is Craig Crossman hoping that your hard disk never becomes floppy. We'll see you tomorrow night.
You're going to have to explain that reference to me. Bat channel?
I know. I was going to say, what happened to the floppy? Now we have two has two endings. Well, that was how Batman ended on the TV series, right?
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Yes, that's how we.
Okay, I got you.
You got to be older than you are.
Exactly. Well, again,
the good news is I'm aging all the time, so I'm catching up.
Oh, okay. Did you move into a new house? Is that why you're going to be in a different place?
I'm actually helping my brother move, but I'm currently in Craig's office, in his North Carolina office. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hiding from the cops again.
It's up on a mountain. There's no better place.
Okay.
Yes, you can see down. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching our live video stream here on Computer America, and we'll see you tomorrow night. And Dick will be here next last Wednesday of the month in April.
Wednesday of April.
Yes, it will be. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye, chat room, bye.
Bye, everybody.